This is Theo Goodman. Welcome to DEGENTALK. I'm here with Tony today. We're going to talk about some of the upcoming NFL games. How's it going, Tony? Thanks for coming on.
Going great. Last week was a tremendous week. Happy to be back again.
All right, let's kick it off. We got tonight's game, Houston Texans against Denver Broncos. The lines are different. I've seen 9 points, 8 points. Here I got 7.5 for 1.86 decimal. What you think the Broncos can cover that? It's over. All the spreads are over a touchdown.
A lot of the sharps bought it at 9, taking Houston. For me, if I am going to take Denver, the only way I'm going to do it is put in a teaser bet and do the over-under along with it. And if you can, some books allow you to also add on the over and under on the particular points of how many points each team's going to be able to hit. So in that case, I would like to personally have it under 7, under the touchdown. I could see the reasoning because when you look at it, Brock, let's be honest, the guy's got a gunslinger arm, but mentally he's just not prepared to take on some of the better defenses in the league. He has no chemistry with Hopkins yet. He was able to hit strong for that touchdown last week, but other than that, you're talking about a quarterback going against the team he played for last year, and they have the entire playbook on him. So for me, if I am picking a side, which I'm not fully committed to doing just yet, I have other prop bets instead. I would like to get Denver under 7.
Okay. Do you like a team to score first or player to score first prop bet, or what are you looking at?
I like the field goal first. I think field goal first is going to be a nice little option. Let's see what else we have here. Okay. There's quite a few options. I like Denver. There's a prop, the margin of victory. I'm looking at it from 7 to 12 points is plus 325. 1 to 6 is plus 400. To me, I don't see how Houston pulls this one out. They're just not going to be able to keep up with that Denver defense. But there's two great options right there. If you're looking at it, either plus 325 or plus 400, really good value on there. I would much prefer to take that instead of actually laying the points.
Okay. And you think 6-point teaser making it minus 1.5 and then under 46 would be the way to go, or would you go the over route?
I would go under. I think you also got to remember the quarterback for Denver is coming off that injury, so he's not going to be fully back to where he needs to be. I think this is an under game. One of my sharpest plays that I already put in earlier this morning was the over-under on the first half. I got it at under 21.5. It is now down to 20, minus 112. That moved very quickly this morning. So everybody and their cousins, sharps, public, everybody's going to be on the under first half this evening. Also, when we take a look at the prop bet for the over under how many points the Houston Texans are going to score in the first half, I went under 7.5. I got it at minus 120, is up to minus 130 now. I'm not going to touch the Denver over and under personally because I want to see how they're going to be able to get the quarterback involved tonight. I want to see how healthy he is. But for me, knowing Houston and what they're capable of and what they're not capable of, the only chance they're going to be able to have a good chance to win this game or stay close in it is if they get the running game going. That's going to be their best option.
Okay, definitely. I took first quarter under 7.5. Let's see. Okay. Under 7.5, yeah. All right, yeah. Let's move on. I'm just looking at some. Okay, we got the London game, Washington Redskins against Cincinnati Bengals. Some places have it at 2.5 for, let's see, Redskins underdog plus 2.5. It's about the same distance to travel if you look at the globe. So I don't really see a difference. Like last week you had LA. That's a big difference than flying from New York. And I don't know if any of them are going over early or anything like that. But I don't know. Do you have an opinion on this game?
Nothing reported on which day the teams are going to travel yet. Like you said earlier, the Rams did travel in early last week. And when you look at their Instagrams, they were partying, having a good time, sightseeing all week. So if you are going to take a look at it, you got to look at Twitter and you got to look at Instagram to see what players are there, what are they doing, stuff like that. But it's Thursday night, correct? Is the London game, Jacksonville game? So,
No. Washington.
uh,
Yeah, Thursday is
Wash,
Jacksonville, Tennessee. Redskins, Cincinnati
yes.
is Sunday, but in London, so it's early.
Yes. The over-under is 46.5. For me, I'm going to look under. Pretty much when you break down all these London games, most of them go under. And I like under 46.5 in this case. I
Okay,
like that.
good.
That's going to be my side on
Okay,
that one.
okay,
No
good.
particular decision yet whether it's going to be Washington or Cincinnati. But if you had a gun to my head, I'd take Washington getting 3.
Mm-hmm. All right. We also have another interesting one. We got Seattle against New Orleans. 3-point spread. We got Seahawks -3, New Orleans +3. I think some places also have this at 2.5, depending on what you want to get. So I don't know. I don't really have a side on this one. New Orleans is an over team normally, but I'm not sure if I trust the over on this one.
I'm not going to go over on this one. I think this is going to be an under. I think it's going to be a closer game than a lot of people expect. 48 is the over-under. I like the under on this one, and I also like the New Orleans Saints +3 home dog. Take the 3 points. Seattle right now, Russell Wilson is nowhere near physically where he needs to be to run this offense effectively. The offensive line also not protecting well for him. They have major issues offensively. Defensively, I think they're going to be able to stop Breeze a little bit and contain him. I think those are the two sides. Me personally, I'm going to get on the parlay, take the Saints and the points, and go under 48.
Okay. Then we got Patriots against Bills. Started out at -5.5 for Patriots. Now it's at 6 or higher at some places. You were saying before we went on that you think this is going to go to -7 or higher. Yeah, I don't really. Is there something that I'm missing here? Why they started this line at -5 and not -7?
It's a very interesting thought. They did the same thing last week when New England went against Pittsburgh, and the books got killed on that one. That was the biggest public play, I think, in most websites' history. For
Yeah.
me this week, well, you also got to look at it. Rex Ryan, in some games when he goes against Bill Belichick, has been able to keep it very close at the end, and he's been able to pull out a victory here and there. In this one, for me, I'm going to be looking at the first quarter, as I always do with New England. I might take a look at the first half, -3 if it's New England -3. But for me, on the final, I'm going to steer clear of it, because I got a feeling that Buffalo is going to – I don't see Buffalo pulling this one out, but I could see them somehow maybe keeping this close. But you also got to see if Shady McCoy is going to be active for this game. If he's not active, definitely roll with New England.
Okay. We got – all right, just going quickly down, we got Raiders against Bucks. I don't really have a side on that one. That could go either way. Do you have a pick on that one?
My favorite play on this one is going to be the over 49.5. It's already at -115. That's going to be my side. I think it's going to be a close game. Oakland's offensively, they can sling the ball down the field. Defensively, they're still 2 years away before they really clinch down and be able to get that defense to where it needs to be a playoff contender. Tampa Bay, it's a coin toss week to week depending on what they're going to do. But I like the over on this one, over 49.5.
Okay, then we got Chiefs -2.5 against the Colts +2.5, and the over/under up at 50. Kind of like the under here. What do you think? And maybe Kansas City too.
I'm going to be on the under on this one. Kansas City, I think, is going to be able to really give it to this Colts offense. You got to understand the Colts offense lets Andrew Luck get absolutely tomahawked week after week. Kansas City is going to be able to bring the pressure in this one. I'm not completely sold on laying the 2.5 with Kansas City on the road at minus 115 yet, but I will be on the under 50.
Okay. Then we got Cardinals plus 2.5, coming off that tie against Carolina, coming off a bye week. Carolina minus 2.5 in Carolina, over under 48. I don't know if I trust Carolina here or not to bounce, but they are coming off a bye. I might have to go with them. What do you think?
For me, I'm going to be looking at the under. I still have to, this is one of the games I still have to break some more numbers down, but I'm looking at under 48 on this one. Right now, Cam Newton is not where he was nearly in his playoff run last season. I just don't have a side on this one yet. I am interested in Arizona if this gets up to +3. Doubtful, but if it does get up to +3, I might take a look at Arizona. But right now, not much to like in this game for me. Not just yet. There's other options.
Mm-hmm. All right, let's check out Packers against Falcons. Falcons -3. You think they can do it?
The
You
over
like that?
under the over under on this one is 52.5. I think it's going to be an under. I don't see Green Bay just has no consistency. Jordy Nelson coming back from that injury is nowhere near the player he was previously. Cobb is a reliable offensive tool, but he's not a number one. He's a solid 2. Atlanta -2.5. You're laying a lot of juice on this one right now at -126. I'm going to take this and the Carolina game. I still have to break down. But if you had a gun to my head, I would like to see Green Bay +3 in this one. I would be interested at that point.
Okay. Okay, we got Philadelphia Eagles at Dallas Cowboys. Cowboys coming off a bye, -4.5. Philly really destroyed the Vikings at home.
Yes, they did.
I kind of like Dallas coming off a bye like that, but 4.5 is also. I think I'd like 3 better, of course. So basically, we're saying Dallas to beat Philly by touchdown in Dallas, more or less, 2 field goals. What do you think about that?
I like Philadelphia as a nice teaser leg this week. I'm not going to have a side on this one. This is going to be a knockout, drag out. I want to see where the money lies by about Thursday. I want to see what the public rides with and probably take the other side. But I see Philadelphia, if you can add 6.5 on a teaser leg, there's a lot of value if you can bump that up to 10 or 10.5. The over-under, I'm not sold on yet. That I'm not going to be on.
Well, yeah, well, Dallas and Carolina are big public teams, so I could definitely see public getting on both of those, and they both just had buys.
Yeah.
So kind of interesting.
I think if you pair Philadelphia on a teaser leg with Arizona, that would be a nice play. You drop down New England to a pick'em. That's a nice start to a teaser leg, depending on how many legs you want. I usually go anywhere from 4 to 6. I try and get as much value and bang for the buck as possible, but I could definitely see that. And then you take Denver and you probably tease it down.
All right, yeah, take Denver tonight. Yeah, I like that. Okay, then we got last one. We got Vikings against Bears in Chicago. Vikings -5 coming off that loss to Philly. I don't really have anything very positive to say about the Bears. Do you?
There is nothing. I mean, let's be honest. John Fox, to me, is a great football coach, but this team is completely depleted in talent. They're on the third string quarterback right now. I'm going to be on the first quarter and the half on Minnesota when that comes out later in the week. I'm not going to touch the final at 5 because it could possibly be a bailout game depending on how the weekend goes. The over-under, I'm definitely going to be looking at the under. It's probably going to be right around 20.5 when it comes out. The over-under for the full game is 41. So that's going to be my 3 sides on that Minnesota game.
Okay, definitely. Okay, anything else you like in the week that you see? You pointed out a few things you're going to look at. Of course, we don't have a line on Detroit against Houston. Probably we'll get that line later after the game today. I don't really know who I would choose there either. Probably would depend on how Houston does tonight.
I would steer completely clear of that game personally. That's 2 teams that I
Okay,
want nothing part of. Actually, you said
right.
Detroit
Actually,
and
there's another
Houston. It
game.
is. Detroit and Houston is actually posted right now.
Okay, hold on. I got to switch. I'm switching books. Hold on. Let's see. What do you got
Yeah, it's
for the
it's
spread?
the Houston Texans minus 2.5, laying $1.20 to back the Houston Texans at home this week. Detroit Lions are plus 2.5 at even money. The over/under is 45.5. For me, God bless you and a salute. I am staying clear of that game. But if I had to, and I was doing a big time teaser leg, maybe seven points, I like Matthew Stafford a lot better than I like Brock.
Okay. I say, do you have a line on the Browns first Jets game?
That one is not
I'm looking.
posted right now. I have not seen that one
Okay,
posted
yeah,
up yet.
yeah, yeah. I'm at Intertops and Nitrogen. Neither have a one. That's really. Um, I'm curious to see what the spread is on that one. The Browns did not cover the spread this week, unfortunately, but they have been covering a lot of this. I have to go back and see how many weeks in a row they have been covering some of the spreads. And if you have them in a teaser, they've also been covering because they've been getting 10 points and more sometimes. So 10 and a half on a lot of these games.
Going back to that Browns game, you also got to look. Josh McCown does have a possibility of playing this week. Fitzpatrick is going to be the quarterback for my Jets the rest of the season. I
Yeah,
personally,
that's right. There was an injury. Yeah.
yes, Geno Smith is out for the season, thankfully. No offense. I mean, I'm sure he's a tremendous human being, but when it comes to playing quarterback, he's got his head up his ass. He doesn't know what he's doing. So I would personally rather rock with Fitzpatrick as a veteran quarterback. At least with Fitzpatrick, he knows the reasons why he makes mistakes. When you see the post-game press conferences with Geno, he just seems completely confused. He doesn't understand the reason and the timing routes. So thankfully, as a Jet fan, I'll see you on the other side for Geno Smith.
Okay, fair enough. What do you think about tonight? First half Broncos minus 4.5.
I already nailed the profit this week. I had a tremendous week this week, honestly. I personally would not lay the 4.5 for the half because you got a
Mm-hmm.
quarterback coming back who's not, it's going to take at least 2 quarters to get into the game flow. Then again, the Houston Texans, you never know whether or not they're going to be able to rush the passer. So personally, I would steer clear of the half. There's a lot of other options and props I think that are more profitable and you get more for your money out of this game. But can I really fight you if you take the Denver Broncos? They're a much better team than the Houston Texans. So if you're going
Yeah.
to, I, the better team at home. Yes, you're laying more than a field goal. I wouldn't recommend it, but
Okay.
if you do, a salute.
Yeah, it caught my eye, but yeah, more than a field goal. I also don't really like it. Okay, so I like okay, just to recap, just for tonight's game, I like first quarter minus 7.5. Um, you were on the teaser with the Broncos and the under, and field goal for the first score of the game, right?
Yes, I did. I did like that one. Yes.
Okay, great. All right. If we want to find you on Twitter, how can we find you?
Twitter is my go-to all day, every day. If you want to find me, it's called Picking NBA ANMLB, and that's you'll see the money bags on the top of the screen, so you'll know that's me. That's Tony.
Okay, excellent. All right. Well, thanks a lot for listening, everyone. And put your comments below. Talk to you next time.